There was a worship leader at a small church, and she was adored by her congregation. She would bring the worship in purity, in joy, and everyone loved that about her. And the most important thing was the manifest presence came whenever she would lead worship. Well, one day the church hosted a big time worship leader. He was from a big church in the city, and he brought a different dynamic to the church. And the church really responded. The energy was high in the room. There was clapping, there was singing, and even after, people were talking about it for days and weeks to come. And she congratulated him, and she was clapping alongside everyone, and she was happy on the outside, but she started asking questions like, why don't they react this way when I lead worship? And she became discontent. And that discontent began to turn into envy. And she was trying harder now. Now her worship practice sessions were longer. She would stay up late longer. She would research songs that would be good for the church and dynamic and bring the same energy that this big time worship leader brought. And she would practice more. She tried to dress a little bit more stylish and try to even move the way he moved when he was worshiping. And she tried to mimic everything that she thought would work because she was envious of what the response that he got. And she was one day worshiping and one day just playing, and she just slammed her hands on the keys and she said, I just can't do this. I just don't sound like he sounds. And she was just in there in this quietness. And then the Lord spoke to her and he said, I didn't call you to sound like he sounds. I called you to sound just the way that I called you, just the way that you're worshiping right now. She had taken her eyes off of Jesus and fixated her eyes on worldly attributes. She looked at the spotlight that he was emanating and she desired it instead of emanating the light of Christ in her own worship. See, envy will steal from you every single time. Envy will say what you're doing is not enough. Someone else is doing it better. You should then do better. Envy will cause you to long after things that other people have, whether in this instance it be the praise and accolades of other people, whether it be possessions, whatever it is. Envy will cause you to redirect your focus, devalue what you have, and revalue what other people have at a higher value. All the time, it's stealing your joy, it's stealing your peace, your contentment, and it's ultimately getting you off track of the path that the Lord has you on specific. So I want to encourage you, don't give in to the lies that envy brings. The lies that what you have is not enough, what someone else has is more, it's greater, it's better, because it's just that, it's just a lie.